Okay, so I wanted to make a short video on this interesting gender writing thing that I've been thinking about ever since I saw Kpop Demon Hunters, and it has to do with this scene of Rumi eating this kimbap. What is going on here? And it's the whole sequence, really. K-pop idols are supposed to be the epitome of perfection and beauty, and this whole scene is about showing them being super ugly. And it's great, it's a really fun scene, but what is this? So I think there's two things going on here. One that's a little more straightforward, and another one that's not as obvious. So that's what we're going to talk about today in this video, which is brought to you by Squarespace. So wind the clock back like 15, 20 years, maybe more, and what you would see all over our media were action girls who were not feminine. That was the trend. You'd see stories about women living outside gender roles, you'd see tomboy princesses. The trend was rebellion. There was societal pressure to be feminine, to conform to traditional gender roles, and the response to that was no, screw those expectations. I don't have to conform. I can be a badass if I want to. I can be masculine if I want to. I don't have to be feminine at all if that's not my thing. And that trend still shows up. It's not gone. But I think what we're moving towards more lately is not the discussion of the pressure to be feminine, but the pressures of being feminine. It's the America Ferrera speech in Barbie where she talks about all the paradoxical expectations women are burdened with.
Never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard. It's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault.
And the response to that isn't, well, screw femininity. It's screw the burden of it. I can be comfy and casual one day and then get glammed up the next day. I can be on a strict diet and then pig out when I decide I need it. I can keep up the facade of perfection when I face the world and then just be indulgently ugly at home when I feel like it. Having ugly moments or out of control moments doesn't make you fail at being a girl or limit your access to all the awesome stuff about being a girl. You can ease up and feel out of control and indulge and be yourself. And then when that's done, you can dress up again and also be yourself. Be your hot, elegant, powerful self, because that is also yourself. So I think Gremlin mode is a widening of that scope of femininity to include that experience and to celebrate it. And through that, it enables the good of femininity to exist without that extra burden, that unnecessary burden of those perfection standards. And we see the same thing again in this movie when they first encounter the Saja boys. Women are sexual beings as much as men are, because we are all human. No one is denying that openly, but there's unnecessary pressure to not let it be seen. Culturally, there's still traces of ugliness and shame associated with it. So showing girls who are normal, composed human beings having moments of out-of-control sexual or romantic desire, that is freeing of an unnecessary burden. Women want that to be an open and celebrated part of the feminine experience, and for it to be what it is. It's not falling head over heels and being smitten, and then spending the rest of their arcs chasing after the dreamy guys doing whatever it takes for true love. No, it's, oh my god, I am filled with out-of-control attraction to this person. I gotta go crazy for a bit, and then, okay, that's done. Time to get on with my day. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't feel like my life or what I'm about is damaged by it. I certainly don't feel trapped by it or defined by it. It's okay. It's kind of fun. It's not a huge deal. And it can be just another thing that fits into who I am, the complex, multifaceted human being that I am. Okay, so that is the first thing. I think it's pretty intuitive, but worth articulating. And then I think there is something more to it. The first time I saw Gremlin mode was the character Diva in Overwatch. She was supposed to be this pro-gamer idol type character, and she was presented as pretty and girly in all the ways we expected from that role. But then what happened with this character was that the fans took her and made her into this Mountain Dew chugging, Cheeto gobbling, basement dwelling degenerate gamer. And that was where I first heard the term. People called her Gremlin Diva. And it was different from the Kpop Demon Hunters carb loading scene in a specific way, because it wasn't just showing, okay, here's feminine diva, and then here's that with the face stuffing ugliness. No, with Gremlin Diva, it was specifically cute. It reminds me of Mao Mao in Apothecary Diaries, where we have this frankly super weird girl. She's really antisocial, she has truly bizarre obsessions like poisoning herself, but it's not just allowing the character to have those moments, or showing that she can still access femininity despite her abnormal characteristics. Granted, the show does do that too. No, it's also intended to show that what we would otherwise deem ugly or distasteful can be cute and actually has its own charm to it. And that's present in the K-pop Demon Hunter scenes as well, not in the same kind of way, but these scenes are not about like the heavy let's spread social awareness type vibe that the America Ferrera scene was. No, these scenes are meant to be entertaining and funny and fun. They're meant to not just be relatable, but to be relatable in a specifically endearing way. It's saying we want to do more than just portray these moments as like not a necessary evil. No, these ugly indulgent moments, they are a positive, happy, joyous thing, and far from harming us, they actually make us more likable in all the ways we want. And this is where I have questions, like for the women out there, especially those of you who do see these moments and love them and feel seen and are happy with what it's saying about the experience of being a woman. Because the awkward thing about Gremlin mode is that while it is a response to and possibly high standards demanded by the performance of femininity, Gremlin mode itself is also performative. It's not saying, look, here's me being ugly, that's okay. It's saying, Ha ha ha, look at me being ugly. Isn't it so cute? Look, say it's cute, laugh at me. It's letting down the wall, but it's putting up a different wall. It's allowing a peek into a vulnerable part of your life, but in a way that still runs from what's truly vulnerable about it. I think that's what gives me pause about it. It feels like it's a way of being vulnerable that robs you of the actual benefit of being vulnerable. It's performative vulnerability. And that's not to say it accomplishes nothing. It still does seem like an effective way of providing relief from that perfection burden, but it just kind of feels like it's a shame that there needs to be that desperate, isn't it so cute though? Say it's cute, say it's funny. Instead of just honestly being like, humans are really imperfect and are ugly, indulgent gremlins sometimes, not in a cute, funny way, but in a raw, kind of embarrassing way. And that is valid and acceptable. I'm still a human, I'm still worth love, that kind of thing. Or maybe I'm being unrealistic and essentially demanding that we live without facades. Performativity serves a purpose. There needs to be a protective layer between us and reality, because reality is scary. I feel like while Sean and my dinner with Andre, I need my electric blanket because it's cold outside. But it's true, it is cold. Reality is scary and facades help. So maybe the most we can do is just understand your facades, admit that they're there, but not drop them. The idea that we're actually going to make complete peace with what actually makes us feel vulnerable, that's just kind of insane. Or maybe, yes, it is insane, but this particular type of performative vulnerability with Gremlin mode, this kind that specifically provides the illusion that you are being vulnerable when you're really not, that poses problems that other facades don't. At least other facades are honest facades. But I don't know, you tell me. I want to hear your thoughts on this, leave comments. I think a lot of people might see Gremlin mode as a similar phenomenon in the performative aspect to the adorable trend of like the 2010s. And I see the similarity, and I do think it's an outgrowth of the I'm such a klutz Jennifer Lawrence type relatability.
They told me not to do a game show, but I was like, screw it, I can have fun. I'm a regular person.
But still just not enough that it's not performative. Okay, we will stop here. Stick around for the Squarespace ad to support the channel. So a lot of people ask me what my work-life balance is like, and the truth is, years ago, I got lost in a train station. It was devastating, and all I had was my Squarespace sponsorship. This is day 1372. I just can't find. If I go this way, then it's a wall, and then if I go this way, then it's blocked off, and then the escalator doesn't even work. So I'm lost. Somebody save me. But with Squarespace, I had a chance. I heroically made schnee.business. It was really easy to find the perfect URL that would honestly save my life. I knew someone out there would eventually find the website and send me a map, but until then, I had no food. I had to live off donations, which are super simple to set up, either one time or repeating donations. And of course, it was easy for people to find my website because Squarespace has so many great SEO tools. So whenever people search Save Schnee, my website would be the first one that would come up, and then they could send me a map. So that is the story of my YouTube channel. It is the age-old social media success story of you get lost in a train station and then you gotta make videos all day until someone finds the website that you made so that they can send you a map and you can get out. So if you want to make a website called schneeihaveamap.com, which is a URL that is also available, FYI, and then I can find it easily because of all the SEO tools, and then I can get your map, go to squarespace.com/schnee for free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code schnee to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hashtag save schnee in the comments. Until then, more videos. Okay, subscribe. I did record this video sitting right there. I had to record in the train station today because it's not going to make any more sense if I explain it. Anyway, so I always give this disclaimer when I make content about stuff like gender. I am not someone who thinks about this topic a lot. I am not a big-time gender studier person, and I'm also not a woman, although I did talk to a bunch of women friends before I made this. Thank you to all of you. You know who you are. And yeah, I don't know, people seem to really like when I talk about the topic of writing women, and also the topic of writing men. So these were my thoughts based on talking to people and observing people. I wanted to start a conversation, and I want to hear from all of you, agree or disagree. Leave a comment. I would really love to hear your thoughts. And I'd also love to hear your thoughts about Kpop Demon Hunters. What do you guys think of it? I watched it when it came out because of Sony Animations and because Twice, and I had no plans to make content about it, but people have been asking, and it kind of reached a threshold recently, and I was like, I guess I could talk about the Gremlin thing. I've been thinking about that since I saw the movie, and it did not seem like enough for a video, but when I thought about it again, then it's an interesting phenomenon. I had some things to say about it, and I wanted to start a conversation, so here we are. If you like the content, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Shouts to your high-tier patron, David Mejia. Huge thank you to you. Huge thank you to all of the patrons, all the subs, all the viewers, all of the fans. My next video is going to be an arcane Star Wars Lord of the Rings video about a unique kind of villain, so stay tuned for that. Hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for watching.